Welcome to This Generation. I'm Bethany Stanley. Come with us as we take you to Southeast Alaska, to Angoon, for a look at how the youth of the village are getting ready for the future. Today is a big day for these kids. It's a day to demonstrate their talents while defending their turf. It's a day that these young athletes have been anticipating for quite some time. And it's a day that the entire village of Angoon has been waiting for all week. The grand opening of the Youth Opportunity Center. It's a place for the youth of Angoon to get together and indulge in a little recreation. Or check their emails.
Hey Brett, what's your email?
But it's not just a hangout for these kids. It's a place where these teens are learning the skills necessary to survive in the outside world. It's all part of the program that is reaching 45 different communities and over 1,500 kids in rural Alaska. A program that is making a huge difference not only for the kids who are involved, but also for the communities where these youth live. It's called the Youth Opportunity Program, and it's changing lives. Welcome to Angoon, Alaska, home of the Eagles, the only permanent settlement on Admiralty Island. This Tlingit community is located 60 miles from Juneau on the southwest side of Kootenai Inlet and is a home for almost 600 people who live a commercial fishing and subsistence lifestyle, relying on deer, bear, waterfowl, salmon, halibut, shellfish, and berries as their food source. In 1878, the Northwest Trading Company established a trading post and whaling station on nearby Kilisnu Island and employed villagers to hunt whales. In 1882, a vessel's harpoon charge accidentally misfired and exploded, killing a native crew member, a Tlingit shaman or medicine man. Villagers demanded payment of 200 blankets to the man's family, as was customary. The Northwest Trading Company felt threatened and sought assistance from the U.S. Navy. The USS Corwin arrived on scene and bombarded the native settlement, killing 6 children. Over a century later, the relatives of these children have yet to receive a formal apology from the United States government.
Some kids think smoking weed makes you cool. What about those who think you already are?
Like a lot of my friends in the village, I tried inhalants. We all had plans for the future, but I didn't want to lose mine because I was bored and inhaling. When I looked, I found plenty to do. Better things than sniffing. I kept my dreams. Keep yours. Buchnam, you can do it.
Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, Merck, and Alaska Native Tribal Health Consortium.
Under the Workforce Investment Act, the U.S. Department of Labor has awarded a $250 million grant aimed at preparing the youth across the nation for the workforce of the 21st century. Alaska has received $8 million in funding to be distributed amongst 45 sites across the state. Angoon is one of the villages chosen to receive the Youth Opportunity Grant, or YOG for short. From this grant, each village chosen will receive a youth center for the kids, which will be used as a place of training, youth activities, and recreation.
It's been a real exciting opportunity to bring this youth center here. I can tell by the participation just alone in today's grand opening that you guys are all taking ownership of this facility.
Today just happened to be the grand opening of the Youth Opportunity Center in Angoon, and for these kids, it has been a long-awaited event. It is so popular that all the kids who are eligible are enrolled. That's 92 kids total.
The biggest thing, I think, is the youth center, because we had nowhere for kids to go. If you walked downtown, you would see just kids in the front of town walking the streets. It didn't matter if it was raining or cold out.
We usually walk downtown, like back and forth downtown, and like sit by the press or the school, just sit around and be bored, throw snowballs, pick on girls.
Just walk around or sit at home, watch movies all day, walk up and down the street.
I don't know, there's not much stuff to do here. Yeah. Most people just walk around and stuff.
Playing basketball, walking around, getting into trouble. Nothing much to do.
Unless we have basketball games or something like that going on in the community, there was really nowhere for them to go. And right now we have the youth center, and it's a place for kids to go. We have computers with internet, we have pool, foosball, air hockey, TV, DVD, VHS player, stereo. We have tables if they need to do homework. We have games, supervised all the time. My home away from home.
And with all of these different activities, it's keeping the kids busy and keeping them away from the negative influences that they face every day. Influences that stem from peer pressure and boredom.
Drugs, alcohol, boredom.
Yeah. Everything, there's nothing to do here.
Kids were on the streets and had nothing to do, and there were older kids out there smoking and drinking, and it was just catching on to the younger kids. And I think it was just because they had nothing to do, and most kids thought if they did it, they were cool or they'd fit in.
Yeah, there really is a problem with alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. We've got really strict parents, and they taught us, told us not to do it. That's probably what kept me from it, and that's what's always going to keep me from it.
Every once in a while, a couple people I hang out with, yeah, they do drugs, and like, I don't know. I don't smoke or drink, you know. I'm more of a play basketball person.
And it's basketball that has been the saving grace for many of these kids. Without a doubt, basketball is the village sport in Angoon, and these youth are busy getting ready for the big game against the Hoonah Braves.
Sometimes we'll just go over plays. Sometimes we'll like run all practice. We'll do like 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and we'll scrimmage, or we'll do layups and stuff.
We've been playing together ever since we were kids. It goes way back into kindergarten and stuff when we first started playing ball. I guess we just all love playing basketball. We all want to be the best. We've been the best for the last like 3 years. We've won state like once in the last 3 years.
Basketball, that's a way of life in Angoon. And that is the #1 thing for not only the kids, for the families in Angoon. They love their basketball.
Principal Scott Otterbacher sees the Youth Opportunity Center as a valuable resource for the kids.
Well, it's very important because there's not a whole lot for the kids to do in Angoon. Angoon's a great place. I mean, as far as hunting, fishing, that type of stuff, there's an abundance of that for the kids. But as far as just playing, shooting pool or things that kids do in other places, the city, the youth opportunity is great. They work together. They're working with the school. And as far as when I say working together, the discipline and if a kid is suspended from school, they're also suspended from the program. And there's also a mandatory study time that the kids are required to do before they can go in there and play games. Then they have it set up. They have computers and all that in there. So I think it's great. It's an extension of the school, is what it is.
If parents give us permission, teachers can email me or call me and say, so-and-so is missing 3 assignments from science, 3 assignments from math. Can you please make sure they get those done? I wanted to make sure that kids didn't come to the youth center and blow off their homework. I didn't want to have kids, neglecting their schoolwork because they had somewhere to go.
Together, everyone achieves more.
team. I want you to come together and decide on what you want it to be. What does team mean to you?
It's also a place where the kids learn the skills necessary to survive in the workforce of today's economy. Carline More is with the Central Council of Tlingit and Haida and is the Youth Employment Specialist for the Southeast region. She travels to different villages of Southeast Alaska, offering technical assistance and support to the local youth development specialist, Elaine Jack, and to the kids.
We cover everything from the work search process, resume writing, how to write a cover letter, how to follow up and call employers, make those cold calls to them, what to say, what not to say to get through. We spend a lot of times at interviews with the kids. You know, what should you wear to an interview? We role play a lot with the kids, have them get in front of the class and role play. Either they can do a bad example or a good example. The kids really enjoy that, have a good time doing the interview process with that. We also, after that, we get into, okay, now you've got your job. How do you keep your job now? What are those self-management skills you need? And what do employers look for in an employee? And so last night we spent some time talking about teamwork and what it means to be on a team. And so we had the kids work on a little exercise where they have to actually work in a group of about 4 or 3 in their own little team and come up with their own what team means. And one example was, together everyone achieves more. And then it was up to them to work together and all agree on what team meant to them and present it in front of the class. We have them employability and work maturity skills CD-ROM, which we have installed on all of the computers now. And so if the youth haven't been able to attend one of the job skills class, they can come in here, take an assessment, and that covers everything that the job skills class does, and then some. It actually goes into personal finance and budgeting. And so they can get an idea, okay, well, you know, if I want this kind of a lifestyle, how much money am I going to have to make to support that?
We at Heartbeat Alaska would like to thank the management and staff of the Kootenai Lodge for all their help and gracious hospitality during our stay in Angoon. Located on beautiful Kootenai Inlet, the lodge offers the finest local facilities with comfortable accommodations, shared kitchenettes, individual room coffee makers, and showers, all with the best view in the world. And just in time for next spring, a full restaurant and dining area. So when you find yourself in Angoon, come see Albert and the rest of the Kookech family for the best service anywhere.
The focus of the world is on Alaska. Heartbeat Alaska travel to Copper Center, Alaska, Etowah, Alaska. Beyond the borders, you're invited to a party.
"15-year-old Tonie Vonda is enrolled in the Youth Opportunity Program and is learning all that she can because she knows
to not wait too long to plan your future, think about the future.
I like the job skills. It gets us ready for actually having a job and gets us more responsible. And like for kids who are out of high school who didn't leave this town, they have, Elaine has like Job Corps and stuff, so they could go to Job Corps.
Through the program, these kids have access to a variety of program partners that include Job Corps, Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Bethel Alternative Boarding School, a variety of Alaska colleges, the Alaska Military Youth Academy, and other programs.
I think they probably want to do cosmetology. Cosmetologist.
I'd like to be like a doctor or a lawyer or something.
Or a lawyer, yeah.
My perfect life would be to have all of my friends and me, of course, move down to the lower 48 because I've never been out of Alaska, to move down south somewhere to like Ada, Oklahoma, and well, my best friend's, some of her family lives down there, but just move somewhere out of Alaska and have a life, but come up to Alaska and visit our family all the time. And
I'm gonna graduate, of course. I'm not gonna drop out of school. Nothing anybody should want to do.
Marine biologist or a lawyer, one or the other.
Yeah, I want to go to school and probably, that'd be pretty cool to do what Rocky's doing, be a marine biologist and come back here and study whales and stuff.
I'm going to the Marines, yeah. Then probably go to college right after that.
For the youth of Angoon, the Youth Opportunity Program is an invaluable program that is helping them head in the right direction. Not only are they learning the necessary skills to survive outside their home, but they are also receiving work experience through jobs created by the program itself.
Some kids would work with the school district or with the city office.
I worked out at Whalers Cove with the gift shop and in housekeeping.
That's where a lot of kids work, at Whalers Cove. My work experience, it was fun. My first time working, I was working with Clay and Edwin, and we got hired to be working with the city of Angoon. We did outside work, labor work. We did things like picking up garbage, trying to make Angoon look better.
Work experience, I think, is the next most important thing, because kids were able to, for the first time, work, and it didn't depend on their parents' income. A lot of kids were left out of summer work because their parents made too much, and that didn't mean that those parents had a lot of money and had, everything the kid needed. This last summer, everybody that wanted to and everybody that participated in the job skills classes got to work. And we had 22 kids. It was a whole pile of paperwork, but it was nice for those kids to be able to go to work. One said it was so cool to get a paycheck, and they were going to use that, and they were going to go get their school clothes. And on top of that, to be able to know what it's like to work, to know, get up every day and be accountable and get to work on time and do what you're supposed to do, to have them experience that, so they say, oh, I better do good in school. I'm going to be doing, the jobs I don't really want to do. They were able to experience, I think, real life.
For 21-year-old Louise Jack, real life is what it's all about. Through the program, Louise found her niche working with the elders of Angoon, preparing food containers for home delivery, and serving lunch to those who came to the senior center. Louise is learning how to work with people, and
the job provides income, and I need income for my place. I got an apartment, and my son for what he needs, like gym shoes or new clothes for school. Now I'm gonna do distant correspondence, and that program will help me pay for it and stuff, and I can go out to the youth center and get help with it.
Louise has been working as an assistant to me and also working as a kitchen aide, and we found her to be very helpful. One of the things you have to know is how to get along with the public, and Louise fits the description of working in the public, and she works under supervision very well. She gets along with people, and she works with the staff. She has no problem with it. And she never has to be told what to do, so I found the youth program to be very good work experience for any youth that would be going into the field.
But what about the young kids? The kids who are not eligible to be enrolled in the Youth Opportunity Program? Well, they too are being looked after by the Breakfast Reading Club.
The Breakfast Reading Club started as an idea because, some kids don't get breakfast in the morning. Not because their parents can't afford it, but because they probably just don't want to get up. The kids probably just don't want to get up and make themselves breakfast, or some kids don't get up in time to make themselves breakfast. They get up, get ready, go. And this enabled them to get up, get ready, go to the school, get some breakfast. But at the same time, we wanted to incorporate some kind of a something that would help them. So we had reading, and we have books down there. They are able to read. They're able to get breakfast. So we kind of hit two things at the same time. Older kids are there, and they eat too. And we have them reading to the kids. And they don't necessarily have to sit there and read to a whole group of kids. If they can sit and read to one kid, then that benefits them both. One, they get to have someone read to them and spend time with them. And some of the kids are really young, so they can't really read. And some of them are old enough that they can read, but it's nice to have someone read to you too.
And today, Vivian James, the senior instructor for the Boys and Girls Club in Angoon, is keeping the younger kids occupied with a little beating.
Right now we're collaborating with Indian Ed. I've just put the place together, and Joanne was just hired on with Indian Ed, so we figured that we would put two programs together. It's the beginning of a program. They're making necklaces. Some of them are learning to make rings, and from there, Tiggany George is doing vests in her classroom. Mary Jean Duncan, who is another teacher, is doing different activities, a lot of language. And so I think everybody takes the best part of themselves and applies it to their classroom. Like Elaine has the teen center, I'm encouraging the younger children to be a part of this program so that all children between 3 and 21 can be served. And I like that I have the younger age group and she's taking the older age group, so it sort of spreads them apart and gives all kids a chance to be a part of a program.
But it wasn't beating that was on everyone's mind today. It was the ball game, and guess who was coming into town? That's right, the Hoonah Braves have arrived.
Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Just tell her parents you weren't watching her because you were getting stoned. They'll understand.
Bye, Dad. Bye, Junior.
From generation to generation, the passing down of tradition has been the native way.
You never eat snow because it'll get you tired.
Survival in the Alaska wilderness depends on one's knowledge of ancient native secrets.
Nowadays we carry this. Always carry it next to your body. It's water.
Purity guaranteed. Aquafina.
Welcome back. You've seen the kids preparing for the future. Now it's time to see the kids living in the moment, Angoon style.
Preparations for the big game have begun.
When he stops, you're all over him. Try to trap him if you can, all right? Don't go for the block every time. Just go straight up, stay on a foul. And push that ball. The four-man is the key. Get that ball in quickly, okay? Play great, you guys. Just deny the ball. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, break. Good game.
It was a good game for the boys and girls of Angoon, with all the athletes playing their hearts out. At the end of the weekend of basketball games, the Angoon boys team would win one and lose one, as well as the girls team. But when it comes to their careers, it's no game. Many of these youth have high expectations and big plans. But under the president's new budget, funding for the Youth Opportunity Program will be cut dramatically, and that means there will be a great need for community support.
Well, we can't do it without the community support, and that just, not only like the city and the private employers, but we need the parent support and other organizations to come in and really step in and support us in this effort, you know, to get more and more people involved. Getting parents out to the youth center saying, you know, I could volunteer some time out here so we could keep it open a little bit longer, or maybe we can open it earlier for the kids to come in here, and getting more and more community to come in here and step in and take a part of this.
So that's another idea.
It's obvious that these kids can accomplish anything that they set their minds to, and with the help of the Youth Opportunity Program, their futures look bright.
Don't give up on your goals. Make it happen, and try to achieve most things you're going for.
You see that they can do it. I mean, everyone talks about being in the village as you're a big underdog to ever get any place in life, but it's doable. I think the kids really set their mind to it. When it's possible, you can do it.
Just come out and give it 100% every day.
It was a weekend of fun and entertainment for the entire village of Angoon, especially for the youth who now have a place that they can call their own. But for now, it's lights out at the Youth Opportunity Center. Until tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week for another exciting look at this generation. Until then, goodbye.